The Thin Man by Dashiell Hammett, Chapter 3. Nora and I went to the opening of Honeymoon at the Little Theater that night and then to a party given by some people named Freeman or Fielding or something. I felt pretty low when she called me the next morning. She gave me a newspaper and a cup of coffee and said, "Read that." I patiently read a paragraph or two, then put the paper down and took a sip of coffee. "Fun's fun," I said, "but right now I'd swap you all the interviews with Mayor-elect O'Brien ever printed and throw in the Indian picture for a slug of Not that stupid." She put a finger on the paper. "That. Inventor's secretary murdered in apartment. Julia Wolf's bullet-riddled body found. Police seek her employer, Clyde Wynant." The bullet-riddled body of Julia Wolf, 32-year-old confidential secretary to Clyde Miller Wynant, well-known inventor, was discovered late yesterday afternoon in the dead woman's apartment at 411 East 54th Street by Mrs. Christian Jorgensen, divorced wife of the inventor, who had gone there in an attempt to learn her former husband's present address. Mrs. Jorgensen, who returned Monday after a 6-year stay in Europe, told police that she heard feeble groans when she rang the murdered woman's doorbell, whereupon she notified an elevator boy, Mervyn Holly, who called Walter Meany, apartment house superintendent. Miss Wolf was lying on the bedroom floor with 4 .32 caliber bullet wounds in her chest when they entered the apartment and died without having recovered consciousness before police and medical aid arrived. Herbert Macaulay, Wynant's attorney, told the police that he had not seen the inventor since October. He stated that Wynant called him on the telephone yesterday and made an appointment but failed to keep it, and disclaimed any knowledge of his client's whereabouts. Miss Wolf, Macaulay stated, had been in the inventor's employ for the past 8 years. The attorney said he knew nothing about the dead woman's family or private affairs and could throw no light on her murder. The bullet wounds could not have been self-inflicted according to... The rest of it was the usual police department handout. "Do you suppose he killed her?" Nora asked when I put the paper down again. "Wynant? I wouldn't be surprised. He's batty as hell." "Did you know her?" "Yes. How about a drop of something to cut the phlegm?" "What was she like?" "Not bad," I said. "She wasn't bad looking, and she had a lot of sense and a lot of nerve, and it took both to live with that guy." "She lived with him?" "Yes. I want a drink, please. That is, it was like that when I knew them." "Why don't you have some breakfast first? Was she in love with him, or was it just business?" "I don't know. It's too early for breakfast." When Nora opened the door to go out, the dog came in and put her front feet on the bed, her face in my face. I rubbed her head and tried to remember something Wynant had once said to me, something about women and dogs. It was not the woman spaniel walnut tree line. I could not remember what it was, but there seemed to be some point in trying to remember. Nora returned with 2 drinks and another question. "What's he like?" "Tall, over 6 feet, and one of the thinnest men I've ever seen. He must be about 50 now, and his hair was almost white when I knew him. Usually needs a haircut, ragged brindle mustache, bites his fingernails." I pushed the dog away to reach for my drink. "Sounds lovely. What were you doing with him?" "A fellow who'd worked for him accused him of stealing some kind of idea or invention from him. Kelterman was his name. He tried to shake Wynant down by threatening to shoot him, bomb his house, kidnap his children, cut his wife's throat, I don't know what all, if he didn't come across. We never caught him, must have scared him off. Anyway, the threat stopped and nothing happened." Nora stopped drinking to ask, "Did Wynant really steal it?" "Tch, tch, tch," I said. "This is Christmas Eve. Try to think good of your fellow man."